Good morning. Happy Tuesday. This message is for you current and future entrepreneurs. I want to discuss how do you handle conflict. That's a pretty broad subject. There's a ton of different ways to do it. I just want to speak for a couple things that work for me and things that I try to instill in our organization. First rule of conflict is you need to try to keep your emotions the best that you can in check, because the emotions are going to not allow you to deal with that conflict. It's actually going to worsen the conflict. Second, you need to address it face to face. 9 times out of 10, especially now in 2022, everyone's comfortable with the text. Everyone's comfortable with the email. What they're not comfortable with is what I call professional confrontation. I don't mean physically, nothing like that. But you go to the individual, you look them in the eye, and then you address the situation. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, that individual is going to be surprised, a little bit, maybe nervous, maybe have some anxiety because they don't really know how to handle that situation. But that's okay. And the reason why is this. When you're dealing with conflict and you're talking to an individual and you're calm, and within the best of your ability, you're keeping your emotions at bay. Because remember, if they get wound up, the recipient's not going to hear it. They're going to be in defense mode. It's natural. So to prevent that, you got to have dialogue. But you got to have dialogue face to face. And you can't nibble around the edges. You got to hit the issue head on. And then have the conversation. A lot of times I see people, unfortunately, avoid it. Do this, what I call, it will go away. I'm not going to see it. And what happens? That problem gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And another thing is when individuals choose not to handle that conflict, a silo gets built. So if you're running an organization and if your culture is not a type of culture where people can be adults and address situations and problems, you're going to have silos built, and before you know it, you're going to have people in your organization not talk to each other. So you got to nip that immediately. I just wanted to share that message. It's something I really believe over the next 20 years is going to become almost a class. It's almost going to become a business, because the human being, for whatever rhyme or reason, I can't figure it out, there's a lot of inability to communicate. Or they're choosing not to communicate. However you want to define it, always remember this. Human beings are social creatures. We need interaction, and it's not the kind of interaction that's this. Have an outstanding day. Enjoy your week.